everyone, here's Nathalia. I just came from a YouTube channel, Poupe, which is the biggest YouTube channel in financial literacy in the world. And here with me I have Brigitte Gosselink, Head of Product Impact at Google.org. And she's here in the UN Assembly to say about data, NI, and why you shouldn't be afraid of that, or should we? Brigitte, what's your opinion about that? How can AI help us achieving the 17 SDG goals?
One of the things that we're talking about a lot this morning is that we're at halfway point of the SDGs and we know that we're behind. And so we need to be looking for more ways to really think about how we can accelerate progress. Now, AI isn't the solution to every aspect of how we're going to do that, but it is an important tool that we should be thinking about using in our toolkit. One of the things that I'm really excited about is that we've seen actually already across the organizations that we support as Google.org that we're finding they're able to accelerate their work with AI and applying it. So for example, organizations have reported to us that they're able to achieve their goals in a third of the time and at half the cost. So this is the kind of acceleration that we're hopeful be able to see more of, and I think it's really imperative that we try, right? That we kind of seize that opportunity.
So I have a very long question, that's why I'm reading it, okay? So the UN 17 Sustainable Development Goals don't have that name for nothing. They are goals. Otherwise, it would be the 17 dreams of sustainable development. As a financial planner for millions of people, I usually say that if it's a goal, you need to measure it and to achieve that KPIs. The question is, who and how is measuring the 17 SDGs, and how are they mapping the actions that lead to each of them? Are you the right person to ask?
Well, actually, this morning was able to do some session here with the head of the UN Stats Division, who is actually really charged with being the central hub for reporting data, for collecting it from countries so that we can understand what is our progress against the SDGs. They're the ones who put out this critical report, just noting, frankly, how far behind we really are. You know, we're really off track in a lot of directions. But I also think, to your point, these are goals that can give us hope. And so one of the things that we launched here today with them in partnership was the UN Data Commons for the SDGs. Now, we've had a lot of SDG data, right? It sits a lot of times in static reports. I mean, you probably know this from working with folks on financial literacy. No one really wants to be scrolling through piles and piles of data to figure out what it is that they should do next. We need ways to interact with that data that are more natural, that are more the ways that we kind of do everything as people. So we've built, as a part of the UN Data Commons for the SDGs, an AI and machine learning interface. So you can now go in and just simply ask a question. So the one that we were talking about today, we were talking a lot about food insecurity, is what's happening with food insecurity. And you can get back results in data form, but you can also get graphs and maps, things that really help to make that data tangible. And we're hopeful that that kind of tool not only can inform the decisions that policymakers are making to help figure out how to act, but also, frankly, to do things that we don't expect, right? I think when we give people the tools directly to interact with this kind of information, they're going to do things with it that we couldn't sit here today and expect. And I'm really excited to see what people will do with that tool.
Me too. And for you, for all the 17 goals, what touches you more?
Picking a goal out of the SDGs is so hard. They're so interrelated. I think that one that has been really top of mind is the food security goals, goal 2, just because we've seen such backtracking and progress there. We had really made so much progress, but the confluence events across COVID and the war in Ukraine and so many other things are really putting us in a challenging position there. And it's hard to know how we'll get out of that too, with climate change really affecting the way that we grow food and move it around. But I'm really excited that folks like WFP and some of the other really leading actors in this space are thinking about ways that we can kind of approach that problem in a new way. And I'm hopeful that in the back half of these goals, we'll really start to see some new progress there. And what's more fundamental than food for all of us, right?
So imagine that we have plenty, million of young people right now thinking about how can I change the world? What should I do? Oh my God, these old people are screwing my life. And now I have to pay that count. What should you say to them? People who want to go to technology or to data, what would be your advice so that people can work in a more meaningful way, go to a meaningful path in order to achieve that goals?
I think that each of us brings kind of our own unique lived experience. We all come from a community. We come from a place that means a lot to us. And the more that we can have all of those voices represented in these conversations, why it's so important to have folks like you kind of helping make those conversations more accessible. It can feel really kind of stayed here, right, in the environment that we're in. And then thinking about what is the sort of unique way that perspective can shape tools in the world that might not exist yet, or can really tackle things that are facing your community. At the end of the day, it's going to take individual action as well as kind of group action to get us there on the goals. And I feel like for me, I'm personally just motivated by technology. I'm a technologist by training, and really have found a really amazing place to be able to unlock some of that. That's going to be different for everyone. And so I think tapping into what's going to keep that drive alive for you when it does feel hard and daunting, at the same time that you're really rooted in the experience that you have in your life and the community that you live in and work in.
Thank you so much, Brigitte.
Thank
hope
you,
you have
Nathalia.
a great time
Yeah.
here, and hope your data can come very, very fast for us.
Yes, everyone should check it out. UN Data Commons for the SDGs. Go play and ask the questions that you have.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thank you.